I'm Bruce Sulivan, the owner of Sullivan Roof Cleaning. Thank you for visiting our Cedar Shake Roof Cleaning site. I wanted to take time on this video today to cover the many different questions that I get when people request their roof to be cleaned. I also want to talk about a little bit about some of the things I'll need and give you a little bit of an education on Cedar Shake Roofs and the different things that we provide or cannot provide as a service provider. So we're going to break this down in segments, and I hope it's educational. It will be, I'm sure, for you as a Cedar Shake homeowner. And why don't we go ahead and get started, and I'll talk about, to start with, some of the things you can do to prepare for us to come out and clean your Cedar Shake roof. Okay, let's start off with what you can do as a homeowner to prepare for us to come out and clean your Cedar Shake roof. Probably the number one concern we have, and that is gutters. Having your gutters cleaned. We use a runoff system that we try to put on the end of your downspout so that we can run all of our cleaning solution and rinsing and everything off of your property. In order to do that, we have to have a clean gutter. And many times I'll go out to clean a cedar roof and find that the gutters are plug full. And what happens if we clean the roof with the gutters plumb full is the solution runs over the gutters, and that goes down the side of the house, all around the different areas of the landscaping, and creates quite a mess. And so what we would like you to do, and one of the things you need to do as a Cedar Shake homeowner, and that is have your gutters cleaned. Because anytime your gutters retain a lot of leaves and debris and it holds moisture, that's affecting your cedar roof. That moisture is going right up into your shakes, and that's the worst thing you can have happen to a Cedar Shake roof. So we ask that you have someone come out and clean your gutters, clean them yourself. Personally, I'm not a gutter cleaner. Will I clean gutters? Yes, I will. If that's something that you anticipate you would want me to do, you need to let me know that when you request a quote, because I am going to charge you a fee to clean those gutters. I particularly don't like cleaning gutters because it's a pretty dirty job, but given the fact that we are going to be up there, ladders are going to be up there, there are some situations where gutters are hard to get at, and you know that's causes a safety problem. But anyway, please let me know if this is going to be an issue. And please consider having this done prior to having us come out to clean that roof, because, you know, obviously we want to leave your property in better condition than it was when we arrived. And one of the ways to do that is to get rid of our solution as we clean your roof. And having the gutters clean, running clear, that's number one priority for us, and we hope it is for you too. So number one thing, getting your gutters clean. Okay, one of the other things you can do in preparation for us to come out and clean your Cedar Shake roof, and that is windows. Make sure you have all your windows closed whenever you have us come out to clean your roof. Because being the time of year it is, a lot of people like to open their windows and air the house out, and that's understandable. I do the same thing here at my house. And so we tend to go off to work, or we leave the window cracked, or we forget that you know, the window's open. I get there, I start cleaning. A lot of times what we do is we wash down the house, you know, because sometimes the overspray, because we don't use a pressure system, we use what's called a non-pressure system. Some of the mist from it will get on the windows, and we always wash the windows off. I mean, we try to, you know, actually clean them up. We probably do more good for the windows than anything else, because we do rinse them down as a precautionary measure, which means we'll also rinse down the house too. But if there's a window cracked and we don't see it and water gets in your house, that's the last thing we want to happen. So please make sure that you have all your windows closed. And again, we'll do the best job we can to help clean your windows up also. If you're thinking of having a window cleaner come out and you're thinking of having your roof cleaned, have the window cleaner come out after we clean your roof. I mean, it just makes sense to do that if you can. And you know, this is just something as a precaution I'd like to mention, because that's the other thing that we run into sometimes. We'll get to a house, there's nobody home, and there's a window open. You know, we can't get at it to get it closed, and you know, we have a problem. So please make sure all your windows are closed. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I need in order to properly clean your roof. And that is access to the outside water outlets. We have to rinse our solution off. That's part of the process. And as I mentioned earlier, we use a runoff system. And so I need access to outside water outlets. So if you could indicate to me whenever you decide to retain us to clean your cedar roof, where those outlets are at. If you have a preference that we use one, sometimes there's an outlet that doesn't work quite right or might have an issue, please let us know what that is so that we'll use the proper outlet. And also, if you do have, we'd like to have some access to a power outlet if you have one. That we could have access to, and the reason for that is even though we don't use any form of pressure, I do have a booster pump that boosts the water pressure, because when you start running water from an outlet through a 200-foot hose and get up in the air 15-20 feet, you lose pressure. So I have a booster pump that boosts that up to 50 psi, which is actually a little less than normal homes have anyway, so that I can properly rinse the roof, because that's the key part or element of doing a proper roof cleaning, is to be able to rinse it effectively. So if you have a power outlet, please let us know that that's available. If it's not, that's fine. I have a generator I carry with me, so I can use my generator. That's not going to be a problem, but it would be handy if there is one. Just makes it a little easier, and you know, I don't have to listen to the noise of the generator. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is repairs. This is probably one of the main questions I get from Cedar Shake homeowners, because a lot of times they're frustrated because they do have maybe some missing shingles or they need some minor repairs, and finding someone to do it isn't always that easy, because a lot of roofers don't want to do minor repairs. They want to put a whole new roof on. That's, you know, their business. So a lot of people will ask me if I do repairs. Actually, no, I do not do roof repairs. I'm not a roofer, I'm a roof cleaner. Although when it comes to Cedar Shake shingle roofs, I probably know more about them than most roofers do. And that's because I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cleanings throughout the whole Midwest. If there's a missing shingle and I can access it from my ladder, will I replace it? Yes, I will. Obviously, if I damage a shingle, I'm going to go up there and replace it. One of the areas that a lot of times that people make reference to are the ridge caps. That tends to be the first area of a Cedar Shake roof that has problems. You know, they'll start spreading apart, or you'll see staples sticking up, and they'll ask me, can you go up and re-secure those? No, I don't. And the reason, there's two reasons for that. One, my liability insurance covers all exterior cleaning. Two, it's not safe to get up on a roof, especially a Cedar Shake roof, especially a Cedar Shake roof that's wet or damp. It's very dangerous, so there's a safety issue there. But also, if I'm up on a roof and something did happen, again, my insurance doesn't cover me for that. You know, say I'm up there and I slip and fall and rip up a whole bunch of shingles and I got to replace them, then I'm going to have to pay for that myself. And though I could do the repairs, and I have done them in the past, this not to say that I won't talk to you about some minor repairs you might have. We can have that discussion. But please understand, when you retain me and you ask me for a quote to clean your roof, that's what I do. I'm a roof cleaner. And that's what I'm coming out to do, is to extend the life of your roof. Granted, I want that roof to last as many years as it can, and if there's some repairs needed, if nothing else, I'll take the effort to find someone to help, to get them out there to help you resolve that particular issue if it is an issue. So I just wanted to cover that real quickly here so that we have an understanding that, you know, I'll do whatever I can to help you, but I'm not, you know, in the roof repair business. I'm in the roof cleaning business. All right, let's take a minute here and talk about a Cedar Shake roof. Many of the Cedar Shake roof homeowners are not very well educated about their roof. They know they've got a wood roof or a cedar roof, but they don't know a whole lot about it because no one's ever educated them to the fact that a Cedar Shake roof has to be maintained. It has to be cleaned. Some examples of where you could find that is the USDA Forestry Service. They have a section on maintaining a cedar roof. The cedarbureau.org also talks about maintaining a cedar roof. And those might be two places you'd want to go visit that verifies the fact that you do need to maintain them. And the reason is you want them to go their full potential lifespan. I mean, it's like cleaning your teeth. Why do you do that? Because they'll last you a lifetime in most cases if they're maintained. Don't maintain them and they're not going to last. It's the same thing with a cedar roof. It's organic. It needs to be maintained. How often that has to happen? Well, that's subjective based on the quality, and that's another thing with the Cedar Shake roof. There's different grades of cedar shingles that are used, and then on the installation of it. How was it installed? Was it properly installed? You know, because there's two main components to a cedar shake roof. That's the felt, the underlying felt, which is normally a 30-pound felt, which is very, very durable and will last a very long time. And then there's the shakes, which protects the felt. And of course the shakes also have their look, you know, that rustic, nice wood look, and a lot of people like that, and I don't blame them. I think they're a nice looking roof, and they're, especially when they're maintained. The other advantage to a cedar shake roof is, as far as insulation factor goes, they're the #1 roof. You couldn't ask for a better roofing material to hold the ambient air temperature in your home, which saves you in your heating and cooling costs. But years ago, cedar shake roofs were put on with a latting system, or a lat system, where it had gaps in between the lats so that air could get up and the shingles would dry out, so they'd lay these lats out and then they'd put the shingles right on top of them. No felt was used or anything, and all that air from up above would keep them all dried out. Now they use a decking and they put down the felt and then they put the shingles on top of that. But there's one component that I find in a lot of the roofs I've cleaned that's missing, and that is when they install a decking with a felt and cedar shake shingle, there should be a spacer. There's supposed to be spacers between the felt and the shingle, and that is so air can get up in there to keep those shingles dry. Because the whole purpose of a wood shingle is to keep it dry, because it's like water on a duck. If it's dry, when that rain hits it, it just runs down the roof, and that's what you want it to do. Well, when it starts holding moisture, and when your roof gets that dark brown to black color, and you know, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, you know, and then it gets these infestations, well then it starts a deterioration process and it doesn't properly drain the water off the roof. So that's pretty much it as far as a cedar shake roof is concerned. That's how it's designed, and that's some of the things we see. But just as a cedar shake homeowner, understand that these things have a lifespan for decades. I mean, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, all depending on how you maintain them. Again, similar to your teeth. You know, why do you go have your teeth cleaned? So that you can maintain them and they'll last you. Cedar roof is the same principle. So that's about enough for that right now. I think it gives you a little understanding. Again, you can go to the USDA Forestry Service and look under their maintenance section, and the cedarbureau.org also has an area. Both of these are unbiased places that, you know, will give you education on that particular subject. One of the things that I've done as a cedar shake roof cleaner, I also went to school to do roof inspections. I mean, if you're going to be cleaning roofs, you have to understand them, and you have to know how they are put together, how they're properly installed, the different types of materials, and how would you inspect a roof. There's a difference between a home inspection, and then there's the roof inspection, which usually is part of the home inspection, and then there's roof inspectors like myself. But when you do a full, complete roof inspection, which normally is done when you're going to put the house up for sale or it's going to be sold or whatever, that's when you go inside and go up in the attic and you check everything to see if there's any water, you know, signs of water damages or any signs of daylight where there might be a gap in the roof or something like that. Or you'll go up and walk on the roof and you'll check the different valleys and ridge caps and all that sort of stuff. When I talk about roof inspection, I'm talking about an inspection to see if your roof is a candidate to be cleaned. Because we have to know, is there going to be benefit in us coming out to clean your roof? And that is the integrity of the shakes. That is the key to a cedar shake roof, is what's the present condition of them. And, you know, many things are taken into consideration. The age of the roof, you know, the grade of the shingles. And with my experience of having cleaned hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cedar shake roofs throughout the whole Midwest, is that I can look at a roof and I know immediately if this is going to be a candidate for a cleaning or if it's not going to be a candidate. So when I speak of roof inspection, that's what I'm talking about. You know, does your shakes have the integrity that would benefit from having a cleaning? And then at that point, that's when I decide to do a quote to clean your roof. And it's based on not so much a price per square foot, but on the job itself. Because you'll have some homes that have tons of tree cover that'll have moss on it so thick you could grow a garden. And I've cleaned many roofs like that. And then there are others that don't have it. And there's different types of infestation. There's the algae, the moss, the mold, the mildew, the lichen, and the fungi, the brown and the white rot fungi. Most of the roofs, the biggest thing, and I talked a little bit earlier about it, and that is the fungi. So primarily the brown rot fungi. And you'll notice when your shingles get that dark brown to almost black color, especially after it rains, that's fungi. And that's probably the most harmful infestation for a wood roof, because it eats away at the cell fibers, and it takes over years it does this, but it'll totally deteriorate a roof quicker than anything else, and you want to get that out of there. And that's what we do when we come out and we clean your roof. And so when you start talking about, you know, the different aspects of it and how that works, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback about that, and hopefully it'll help give you a little bit better education. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the cleaning process itself. You know, what is the cleaning process? As you're already on our website, under the videos, there's videos of me actually cleaning a roof. It shows you step by step everything I do and how I do it. So that pretty much speaks for itself, and I'll ask you to go look at those videos, and you'll be able to see exactly how we do that. But it's a no pressure, non-pressure process. You know, uses a simple pumping system, or I spray the solution up on there. And the solution we use, we developed ourselves. You cannot buy it. It's not something that's commercially for sale, nor do I sell it, or nor do I share it. And we use a citrus-based solution in order to keep it non-toxic and non-caustic. We have a fungicide, algicide, and mildewcide. You want to also have an oil base in that cleaning solution, because cedar shake shingles naturally have a 3% oil content, which leaches out over time. You want to try to rehydrate those. Some roof cleaners, and I've heard them, they'll say, well, we'll clean your roof and then we'll do an oil treatment. Well, oil treatment isn't needed. It should be already included in the cleaning, and it should happen while you're cleaning it. And that's what we do. There's no need to do that, because you're dealing with something that will only retain 3% naturally anyway. So, you know, anything accessible over that is just going to actually cause more harm than good, because you'll clog the pores. I mean, it'd be like washing your face and cleaning your face real nice and clean and getting the pores all open, and then take a nice handful of baby oil and put it all over your face. I mean, same principle. Yeah, you want a little bit of hydration, so you use a little face conditioner to help hydrate it, and that's it. And same process with a wood cedar shake shingle roof. And so when we come out to clean your roof and we use our solution, you know, we put it on, we let it dwell for a certain time depending on the different infestations that we see at the time, and then we rinse it down real good, and then we're done. And what that does is it extends the life of that shingle. It brings it back to its present state. It stops deteriorating. There is no deterioration as of that time. Will it come back 6, 8, 10 years? Yes. There's nothing you can put on your roof that'll stop it from coming back. And for the Lord's sakes, whatever you do, never seal a cedar shake shingle roof. They need to breathe. That's why they have a spacing, so they can contract and expand as they get wet and dry out, because they have to breathe. And I've seen people do that, and you just ruined your roof. To put a sealer on a roof would just ruin it. And I think if you go to some of the places I've talked about, they'll tell you not to do that, and I ask you not to do that. And so in our particular process, you'll find that if you look at the videos, like I said, go to the before and after pictures, gives you some pretty good examples of what we've done, and then there's the testimonials from customers that we've had that voluntarily left a feedback. So that's pretty much it for the process. Again, if you have other questions, you can feel free to ask me, but I just wanted to touch on that one, we don't use any form of pressure, and two, we have our own solution that we've developed. We've already got everything in the solution you will need to help clean the cedar roof and to hydrate it and to extend the life of it for many years to come. Okay, I want to wrap this up with some of the service areas that we cover. We cover the greater Midwest. We've done roofs all over the greater Midwest. So it doesn't matter where you're located in the greater Midwest. If you want to send us a request for a quote, we'd be more than glad to give you one. And what we do, for those of you that's outside of our general service area, which is the central Iowa, because we're in Des Moines, Iowa, you know, a lot of times we'll use a satellite the satellite services today are amazing what you can do and zoom in. For those of you that are out of state, what I would ask is that you maybe take some pictures. You know, use your Android phone or your iPhone or whatever. Just take a nice picture of the roof, you know, all angles of the house, and then zoom in and take a little section so I can look at the integrity. All I need to know is what's the integrity of that roof shake, so that I can know if it's a candidate for a cleaning. Another thing also, for those of you out of state, we do not come out just to clean one roof. I'm going to wait until I get 2, 3, 4, 5 different jobs, and in most cases that happens. You know, we do market, we do send things out. A lot of times we've been in your area already, we've taken the address down and we've sent you a card. If we've sent you a card, we already know you're a candidate. I've already seen your shakes. You know, that's how we knew to send you a card. So if you're responding to this as a result of receiving a card, you're already a candidate. All we got to do now is put a quote together. So all I ask is that give us all the information that you can provide or you're willing to provide. Again, if we've already sent you something, then you don't even need to do that because we already know you're a candidate. Just contact us, say you'd like to have a quote. I'll put a quote together. I will email it to you. I'll send you an email, and that's how you'll get the quote. So you're on the website. We really appreciate you visiting. Again, look at the videos, before and after pictures, all the testimonials. If you've made your mind up that this is something you should do based upon the education I've tried to give you in this video, and any of your research you've done to the few places I've mentioned you should go visit, then send us that email so that we can go ahead and get you a quote, and then we'll make sure that we group you together with a bunch so that we can keep that cost down. The key is we want to do this as cheaply as possible. You know, we don't do this by the square foot, we do it by the job. It all depends what's up on that roof and what we need to do to get it clean. And that's how we'll do it. So we've enjoyed putting this video together because we thought it was better to give you some education. I hope you've gotten something from it and it's been beneficial to you. If nothing else, you have a little more education about your cedar shake roof. Thank you for visiting us. Thank you for considering our service. Email us. It says email Bruce right up here on the page. We'll get back to you, I guarantee you, shortly. And we look forward to extending the life of that roof for many years to come. Thank you and have a nice day.